Hi there, Jeff. So as we just saw, even though we're in a pandemic, millions have already traveled and more are going to travel this week. Are there any weather trouble spots we should be watching?
So we have a pretty big storm swinging across the country. The good news is it's nothing abnormal for this time of year. It's not going to turn into a big blizzard, although there has been some snow around the Denver area and the Rockies. But most of the rest of the storm is going to be rain, and some of it is going to be pretty torrential. We have severe weather moving through Oklahoma into Kansas right now. This whole storm is going to translate east over the next 24 to 48 hours, and that means some travel trouble. There are going to be delays at some of the major airports. So this is a look at tomorrow's forecast, Wednesday's forecast. Cold in the west, mild across the east coast, as you can see, and there's that storm that we just showed you making its way across the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes, into the northeast, especially as we head towards the end of the day. And temperature-wise, again, nothing abnormal. 34 Minneapolis, it's a little bit on the chilly side. 66 in Atlanta, so it's nice and warm here in the southeast. I want to hone in on the storm just a little bit more. Here we are as we head through the evening hours. Watch that clock right there. And then as we head through tomorrow morning, rain in Chicago, St. Louis, Nashville if you're traveling. Might be some flight delays there. Same thing into Cleveland, Pittsburgh, all the way down to Atlanta. So there are going to be some travel troubles there as we head through the day tomorrow. And then eventually that storm will push towards the East Coast by the end of the day.
All right, so then, Jeff, what about those people planning to have their Thanksgiving outside? It looked like that timing on that radar there, it looks like we're going to get that right around Thanksgiving time here in the New York City area.
So it is. You're right. So it's New York City up to Boston, and along the immediate coast, it's still raining, at least in the first half of the day, but then it clears out for most towards the second half of the day. So the majority of the country, look, the majority of the country is good. If you're having outdoor Thanksgiving plans on Thanksgiving, you should be okay, although bundle up here in the northern tier states and out west. The rain, though, will be socked in places like Boston. I'll show you a closer view of that, and New York City, at least the first half of the day, down into the Florida area with some scattered showers there. But you can see, this is fairly temperate for this time of year. Nothing abnormal in terms of really, big Arctic blasts of air. But notice there's a lot of heavy rain here, and here we are at 2 o'clock on Thanksgiving Day. So if you're planning on outdoor, Thanksgiving festivities in the Northeast on Thanksgiving Day, it'll be mild, but it will be rainy. Boston, Portland, Maine, Providence, all the way down to Long Island, New York City. But notice clearing out as we head through the day as that storm moves offshore. Just some scattered showers in the south, looking pretty good there. Beautiful in the country's middle, and not much happening in the Pacific Northwest. So all in all, we are looking really good as we head through Thanksgiving Day. Most of the country with the exception of the Northeast.
What about Sunday and Monday, Jeff? Areas of the country could see some storms, I understand. Could that affect travel?
Yeah, so this could be the first really big kind of banner winter event of the season so far because we're going to see a big dip in the jet stream. Watch that, and also a subtropical jet stream right there. These two are going to merge across the nation's middle right about here. Watch as this dips all the way south towards the Gulf of Mexico. Cold air drives south, warm air drives north, and this is going to turn into quite a storm for the Great Lakes, maybe Chicago, maybe Detroit, maybe Cleveland. A little too early to tell, but you can see severe weather and rain starts to break out Friday, Saturday, Sunday along the Gulf Coast. Then watch what happens later Sunday into Monday. So a lot of folks will be traveling Sunday into Monday. It starts out as rain, but as the cold air merges in, snow Chicago, snow Detroit, snow into Indianapolis, maybe eventually into Cleveland and Pittsburgh as well. It just depends upon where this storm is, and maybe as far south as places like Nashville, Tennessee. So this could be quite a mess for your trip home if you are traveling for this Thanksgiving holiday, especially later Sunday and more so into Monday.
All right, something for folks to keep in mind. Finally, Jeff, Monday is also the official end of the Atlantic hurricane season, and this year we saw a record 29 named storms. Now, could we see another tropical system in December, or are you moving on now to winter weather watch?
I'd like to move on. The question is, will the tropical season move on? So, yeah, we've had a lot of storms. This has been a banner year, the historic, unprecedented year with 30 storms across the Atlantic Ocean. And that's because the entire Atlantic Ocean has been above normal. That's just one of the reasons for that. But there's still the chance we may actually get another storm that forms. A couple hundred miles to the southeast of Bermuda. That's Bermuda. There's the Carolinas. There's New York City. There's a chance this could become a subtropical storm. And if it does happen, we'd be up to storm number 31. The most we've ever seen before this year was 28. And Elaine, the most we ever saw before 28 in 2005 was only 20 in 1933. So that's just how out of whack 2005 was, just how out of whack this year is in terms of tropical activity.
Wow. All right. So, Jeff, do we have any idea of how severe this year's winter will actually be?
These are always really tough to forecast, but almost all of our guidance says it's going to be fairly mild, especially in the eastern half of the country. The Pacific Northwest may be a little colder than normal. They may see more storminess than normal, but most of the country should be warmer than normal, and it doesn't look like a big snow year for the East Coast, so New York, Boston. But I got to tell you, with all that said, forecasting months ahead of time, impossible, because all you really need is 2 times for your luck. You just need 2 unlucky moments to get 2 big blizzards in the Northeast, or lucky moments if you're me, because I love the blizzards, but that's beside the point. So, it's impossible to predict, but it does look milder with less snow in the eastern half of the nation.
All right, I know that was a tough one, but we appreciate it. Jeff Beradelli, always great to see you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.